how does Congress get a handle on the spending though?
No,
and this
you
is
just
the
say
issue.
no. That's what you do.
But
You
there's
say
one group
no.
of congressmen and a whole group of people in the United States that want to say yes.
That's why you need strong fighters who are willing to go and stand up to the crowd, even a Republican establishment that wants to spend money. And I haven't always been the favorite in Washington, D.C., but how's that a newsflash? I wasn't always the favorite here in St. Paul
Right.
either, because we've got to stand up and say no.
This
doesn't work, this economic calculus.
This is where I'd like to go with you, and I didn't expect to do this, but I often say on this show that there is a battle within the Republican Party right now. I think the Republican Party, they want to claim that it's becoming radically conservative. No, it has to do with the spending issue, and the dispute really, for me, is about those Republicans that say you can only slow and control the inevitable growth of government versus those of us that say, no, you got to start pitching some of the excess, some of the duplication, some of the chairs off the deck of the Titanic so it can float again. And you're in that latter group. You're in the group that says we've got too much and we've got to really reduce real spending. But it's a real fine line that you walk, because you're not always going to be on the same side of an issue with all of your colleagues. The debt ceiling is an example. The payroll credit tax credit is another example.
Right, that's right. And I was a leader on the payroll tax issue. I stood up in front of all of the conservatives in Congress, and I told them, I'm a former federal tax lawyer and also a job creator. My husband and I own 2 clinics. And so I told them about this payroll tax cut, because President Obama said it would create jobs. I said, this is not going to create jobs. This is about redistribution of wealth. That's all this is about. And it's a gimmick and it's a trap from President Obama.
You know what I found out this morning?
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard this. I read a piece this morning that said they think that most of the jobs created in this latest unemployment statistic are jobs in energy exploration. So it's North Dakota, and
That's right.
it's gas exploration
And
that are
guess
creating
what?
these jobs.
If the president would have allowed the Keystone Pipeline, that would have been another 20,000 jobs and 6.5 billion in economic.
It's not the
activity.
payroll tax cut that's creating the jobs.
No, without a doubt. But the tragedy is that payroll tax reduction means there's $111 billion that did not go in the Social Security Trust Fund last year.
Right.
And
right.
what Barack Obama knows is that we will continue to write checks for Social Security recipients, even if there's money not there. So what that means is when we run out of money in the Social Security Trust Fund, like we did last year, 6 years ahead of time,
Right.
what happens is we go into the General Treasury, we still write the checks. That means we go back to China and knock on their door and borrow more money. Or the Federal Reserve fires up the printing presses and they print worthless money that we don't have. This calculus won't work. The music stops and the game doesn't end well. And that's what I'm saying. Come on, people, we are smarter than this. Let's stop spending this money that we don't have. That's why last summer I said, do not raise the debt ceiling. Do not. I was the only one who drew a line in the sand and said, in other words...
And you were just pilloried because, that would have been a financial disaster to not raise
like
it.
I'm this big extremist. Are you kidding me? All I'm saying is, stop borrowing more money.
Right.
Because we do have revenue coming in. You can pay the interest on the debt. So like when you get your Visa bill, you have to at least make the interest payment.
But stop buying stuff.
But stop buying stuff. That's all I said. Stop going and buying stuff, but pay your interest.